Namaste. Marriage matchmaking is not just connected to Guna Milan. You see, there are many other elements such as moon sign, nakshatra, ascendant, mahadasha, the running mahadasha of the man and woman who are planning to marry. Many such elements are there. In this podcast, I have talked briefly about one such element where the man is asking a question that his sign and the woman he wants to marry, her sign, both signs are the same, but the nakshatras are different. So is it okay to marry? And I have answered this beautiful question. So let's begin. Yesterday, a young man asked a very beautiful question. His question was that is it okay for a couple with same Rashi, same sign to get married if they have different nakshatra? Meaning, both are born with moon in Taurus, but the man is born on Rohini nakshatra and the woman is born in Mruga nakshatra, but both belong to the sign Taurus because both have moon in Taurus. In our Vedic Astrology, moon sign is the most important sign, and that is why moon chart is also extremely important. In fact, the mahadasha should be first seen through the moon chart and then aligned to other charts. So coming back to the question of this young man, this is a beautiful question that has many dimensions when it comes to the answer. All the 12 zodiac signs, if you all observe closely, then all of these signs have neighboring signs who are totally contrast in nature. Let's start with our quick zodiac journey. Aries ruled by Mars, Taurus ruled by Venus. You see, both enemies or enemy signs are neighbors of each other. The next, Gemini, Cancer, Mercury, Moon. Again, both enemies are neighbors of each other. Then Leo, Virgo. Leo ruled by Sun, Virgo ruled by Mercury. They may not be staunch enemies, but they are also not friends. Same is the case with Libra and Scorpio. Venus, Mars, both are enemies. Then Sagittarius, Capricorn, that is Jupiter, Saturn. Again, these two are not friends. And then Aquarius, which is ruled by Rahu and Saturn, and then Pisces. And Rahu, Saturn are not friends of Jupiter. Jupiter, a very simple wise being, does not feel comfortable with neighbors like Rahu, Shani and Uranus. So you see, just the way the signs are placed with immediate neighbors having contrast energies, similarly, the stars or nakshatras in every sign also dwell along with neighbors who in reality are their staunch enemies. For example, in Aries, you have Ashwini ruled by Ketu, and then the immediate neighboring nakshatra is of Venus, that is Bharani. And then after Bharani, you have Kritika, which is ruled by Sun. So you see, all the three nakshatra lords, that is Ketu, Venus and Sun, are enemies of each other and not friends. Similarly, Taurus. In Taurus you have Kritika, Rohini and Mars. Again the energies are contrast of all three nakshatras. Because in Taurus you have Kritika ruled by Sun, Rohini ruled by Moon and Mruga ruled by Mars. So again the energies are contrast of all the three nakshatras. Sun is hot, Moon is cold, Mars is dominating and rash. There may be exceptions But in general, most of the zodiac sign has stars or nakshatras that even though they belong to the same sign, they differ drastically from each other. So the answer to this young man's question is that if the nakshatra is same for the couple, meaning the man belongs to Rohini nakshatra and the woman also belongs to Rohini nakshatra, then it is perfect to tie the knot and get married. But if the man is Rohini and the woman is Mruga nakshatra born, then the poor man spends his whole life under the command of Mruga, that is Mars, meaning the wife will become too dominating. Of course, there are many other factors to be considered before the marriage is finalized. But the essence that I personally want to share with all my close followers and viewers is that never settle for marriage just because you and your prospective partner belong to the same sign but different nakshatra, because that is dangerous. However, if you and your partner belong to the same sign and same nakshatra, then it is like sugar in milk. Just 2 days ago, I had received a call from a woman and she said, I have liked a man and I want to marry him. I said, then what is the problem? Just get married. She said, my sign and his sign is same, Taurus. I asked, what is the nakshatra? She said, again same, his and mine is Rohini. I asked, and how many points from matchmaking, Guna Milan? She said, 32 points we are getting. I said, you just go ahead and get married. Same nakshatra is good, but same sign with different nakshatra is dangerous. Sometimes I feel that this whole cosmic chart and the zodiac is like a chessboard, because beside every black square there is always a white square, a contrast, just the way our zodiac is, contrasting energies dwelling in the same sign, same zodiac, same universal cosmos. On a higher level, spiritual level, if you observe closely, then when there is friendship in your life, there is also someone who is opposing you, is a staunch enemy. If you are standing with Buddha, there is someone out there who is standing with Hitler. You see, the moment you get into friendship, enmity also is born. Once, Gautam Buddha was asked, does the enlightened man have friends? And he said, no. The questioner was shocked because he was thinking the man who is enlightened must have the whole world as his friend. But Gautama Buddha is right. Whether you are shocked or not, when Buddha says the enlightened man has no friends, he is saying he cannot have friends because he cannot have enemies. They both come together. Friendliness he can have, but not friendship. Relating is possible, but not relationship. Friendliness is unfocused, unaddressed love. It is not any contrast, spoken or unspoken. It is not from one individual to another individual. It is from one individual to the whole existence. Friendliness is just the way of your being real and authentic. You start radiating it. It comes on its own accord. You don't have to bring it. Whoever comes close to you will feel the friendliness. Always remember, friendship is a relationship. You can be in a relationship with a few people. Friendliness is a quality, not a relationship. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It is basically your inner quality. You can be friendly even when you are alone. You cannot be in friendship when you are alone. The other is needed. But friendliness is a kind of fragrance. A flower opens in the jungle. Nobody passes by. Still, it is fragrant. It does not matter whether anybody comes to know of it or not. It's its quality. Nobody may ever come to know about it, but that does not matter. The flower is rejoicing. And this friendliness is seen between nakshatras that share the same nature, the same Lord, the same understanding. And so even if the sign is same, but the nakshatras are different, then it is much serious subject of study than otherwise, especially when it comes to the beauty of bonding, the beauty of relating, the fragrance of friendliness. Just for the larger interest of my viewers and followers who have been following me for a long time, I am sharing one simple example. Taurus and Capricorn. Now both are said to be friendly signs, but just because they are friendly doesn't mean the marriage will click on the right note. You have to see the nakshatra. There was a man and he was deeply in love with a woman whose sign was Taurus, and they loved each other. They got married. Now the fifth house was no more in activation. The focus had moved from fifth to seventh house. The focus had moved from Rashi chart to D9 chart. But that is a different question. First, you have to see the nakshatra. The boy was Capricorn Shravan Nakshatra. The girl was Taurus Mruga Nakshatra. Now the boy belongs to moon, cool, calm, caring. The girl belongs to Mars, hot-tempered, aggressive, quarrelsome, possessive. How is the marriage going to work? And I have just pointed the basic outer circumference. The inside factors are still to be observed. So you see, after 12 months, they filed for divorce and the marriage was over in the next 4 months. I always insist that love is different and marriage is different. Fifth house is different and seventh house is different. Rarely does the melting of love and marriage happens, to which the world calls love marriage. One day Mohan asked me, "What is it that you value in life?" I said, "Love." He asked, "Then why love fails?" I said, "Love never fails. Lovers fail." He asked, "Why lovers fail?" I said, "Because they want to possess each other. And the moment you become possessive, love starts evaporating. Love starts fading away. Possessive love is not love. Love happens and blossoms only when there is freedom. Total freedom. Trust is the foundation of all relations. When you trust, you love, and when you love, you let the person have his or her freedom. Total freedom. Only then the love will last. Only then the love will blossom. If you love a flower, don't pick it up, because if you pick it up, it dies and it ceases to be what you love. So if you love a flower, let it be. Love is not about possession. Lastly, and I say it only to my close followers, that when you love, you simply love. Then don't visit any astrologer or get into any questions. Just get married. Always remember, love has the strength to overcome all the odds, no matter whether you fail in marriage or you succeed in marriage. No matter whether you fail in relationship or succeed in relationship. Every experience brings you closer to the reality, and it is only through self-experience that you can truly transform inside out. And so I encourage all lovers to melt into each other. Then don't bring the harsh reality of stars and planets, the dryness of astrology. Then let your life have the dance, the song, the music. When a man dances, he dances because that brings joy to his heart. When a man loves, he loves because that is what brings joy to his heart. And so when you love, you simply walk on the path of love, get married, and let happen what has to happen. At least you would be saying later to your friends that you lived like a lion, courageous and truthful, committed to that beautiful experience called love. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.